shut up, you listen to my monkey mouth. There's a companion when you got pun on the canoa route. Hopped in a portal and got in a fight, Elias knocked him out. Bow, Naruto fighting style. Bow, UFC he tapped out. Bow, we win, we get crowned. Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.
All right, man. Welcome to SUYL We Watched. So this is our second episode, right?
Yeah, the second time we've done it, we watched.
And so the first one was The Bear, which is a really cool kind of like take on the food industry and dealing with loss and different things. It's a great show. Got picked up for a second.
It's like a lifestyle drama involving the back of house of the culinary industry.
Exactly, yeah. So I was really excited for that. So I got to catch the last 3 episodes, picked up for a second season. So I'm excited for that. And you are in it for what is now the kind of like a prequel to Predator. It's called Prey.
Yeah.
And so we were kind of like talking with each other, and we normally we don't live in that same realm of like catching each other.
Yeah, we're usually not watching the same shit.
Yeah, we're usually not watching the same stuff. So like it was kind of interesting to like, oh yeah, man, you seen Prey, I seen Prey. Let's do a we watched on it. And so I had you watch Shoresy, and that uses a lot of Native American or Native I think it's Native Canadians for their show because it's a Canadian drama and television show. And so it kind of like intermingled with some of the Native people who were actually on the show, on the movie Prey. So it kind of intermingled. So there's this guy, his name is Sanguinet, and he's the one with like the long hair that was like the ladies' man. But
so isn't he old girl's brother, the one who was like gunning for war chief?
Yeah,
bro, man, Predator nerfs that fucking dude.
Oh man,
like kills the fuck out of that guy.
I think he's the one whenever they're running through the cornfield.
No. That's another dude.
That's Sanguinet then. I'm sorry. I was mistaken.
Okay,
that's Sanguinet.
So
the one that literally just turns into powder. I mean, you literally just see like, he pops like a zit.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think he gets hit with like one arrow, and then you just see like pink mist.
Yeah, you see him get like lifted up in the air and just like...
just like... But yeah, it's so rough, man. Like that.
Well,
like,
it's everything you want out of a Predator movie.
Let's
be really frank. There isn't like a whole lot of like really dope character development. There isn't like a whole lot of really cool story. Like there's some.
I mean,
at the end of the day, it's fucking people being hunted down by an alien mega predator.
The funny thing is like I heard this like subtle undertone, like subtle roar from like, you know, MGTOWs and like incel-y people like, oh, she's a Mary Sue. But throughout the movie, she gets hurt.
What's a Mary Sue?
I think it is a Mary. A Mary Sue is like an indestructible female character. So like it's a female like superhero.
It's a female with plot armor.
Yeah,
well, she's the fucking main character.
But the thing about it is
your problem, incels.
But the funny thing is like for the most part,
she beat the Predator. Of course she has fucking plot armor.
But like
you're not gonna kill the fucking Predator. That guy kills everybody.
But the funny thing is
the only
like
person who wins is the person with fucking plot armor.
Mary Sue's are like supposed to be indestructible or not hurt, and like consistently she comes up against Predator and is like beaten, like bested.
I mean, bro, let's be real. She got her ass kicked by the mountain lion.
Yeah.
Like she couldn't even take out the mountain lion. Like she's like.
Well, it was definitely she wasn't afraid to educate herself. Like where these men, like the men in the character, of course they were teaching themselves how to hunt, but all of them seemed to have capped, you know, and like they felt like they had learned all they needed to. They're warriors, they're hunters now. And for her, everything was a learning experience. If she lost, she picked herself up and she was like, oh, this is how I'm going to make it myself better. So the character development definitely was her learning from each mistake from that previous encounter with the mountain lion, the bear, even like the mud. All of these things were just character developments to show her ways to beat the predator. Like she even talks about how if the predator, it was definitely a Jurassic Park moment. Like whenever they leave the goat out for the T-Rex, and that guy's like, he doesn't want to, whatever, he wants to hunt. And they have like her brother and her like chained to the tree.
Yeah,
and like,
it doesn't want to do
it. Doesn't
want the bait. It wants the things trying to trap it.
Yeah.
Which, bro, like again, I love the movie so much because like there was no like real explaining anything to do with the Frenchmen, right? Like if you know history, you know that they're furs.
Yeah, they're French furs.
They're French guys coming to sell furs. But like it's only if like you know history. Like they never explain it. Like
it's just like
white men in the woods and like all of a sudden they're there to kill Predator, and like it just the way that like it's almost like sloppy in the way that they're like new characters. Let the Predator murder people. Like it's literally literally just bodies to throw at the Predator, bro. For like through whatever premise.
And you're excited, which they were talking about since it left it kind of open ended.
Well, so this isn't a thing that like the producers have.
Well, no,
said.
but I'm saying it's open ended to the case where they could do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's open ended enough to where it's like basically he could go. The Predator could be at any point in time.
Well, so the Predator's just a member of a race.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, so I don't know.
So the people were.
The thing that I thought was really neat is that what were they calling her hunt?
It was
some type of weird native word.
Yeah, it was basically.
But so
like,
I want you to understand that like the Predator was on that.
Yeah.
The Predator was on his hunt.
Yeah.
Like they were doing the same thing, hunting one another. And,
yeah.
Like the goal is to survive, and like he just
well, like
survive.
so their hunt is really to I think it was to bag a deer, right? It was like this deer. It was also a deer and a mountain lion, right? There was like something that was essentially
well,
like
the point is to hunt something that's hunting you.
Yeah.
That's what makes the special hunt special is that you're not going and killing a prey animal. You're going and killing a predator animal.
Yeah. And I know that there was a point in the scene where she's questioning her abilities as a hunter.
Yeah.
And her brother is like, the only reason I particularly beat the mountain lion, I think it was, that was like...
Because you weakened it.
Yeah, it was fucking shit up, was because you weakened it. And
I used your plan.
Yeah.
Like, I followed your fucking model and got it done. And, like, just did the same thing you did. He was just already hurt because you'd been there once before.
Yeah, so, like, we were kind of jumping around. So we go to the beginning, and it's, like you said, she's kind of... She's already frustrated because, like, at the very beginning... Most of the women, they're gathering.
There are sexist overtones.
Yeah. Well, so they're gathering, and I think like she has this like really cool tomahawk that's really just kind of used to like dig and forage.
It was so her father left it to her for something. It was.
Well, it's just to kind of like dig out the certain.
Yeah, I mean one of the elders goes. That's not what he gave you that for.
Yeah.
He gave you that for X, and I can't remember what X was, but it
X
wasn't.
X was. I mean, when you hear the woman talking to him, and I think like one of the other elders is sick, and so she's like foraging for particular things to make that other elder better. Yeah. So it's like golden something or other and like mushrooms and stuff like that. And so throughout it, it's like, oh, your father didn't leave it for, like you said, for X. He left it for Y. And like you're using that and in spite of like what your father would want you to use it for. But in all particular, he gave her a killing tool. I'm sorry, like that tool is made to kill people or things that are trying to kill you. Whatever whatever you want to believe, I think the father is felt more comfortable having a tool that would not only protect her from humans attacking her or any other circumstance.
Let's just be real honest. The uses of tomahawks range.
Yeah, right? Exactly, like, right.
Most people are using it for killing, right? But like the Venn diagram lines up so that it can be used for like trimming ropes and like doing like it's like a utility tool, but it's also like primarily used for like cracking skulls.
Yeah, and so it was definitely one of those like you expressly knew that the father knew she was different, and that this was going to be used for her to basically change the dynamic of what hunting should be, and she didn't want to be like the other gatherers, which were primarily female. And so she's pushing back against like stereotypes and like, oh, I'm gonna be with the boys, and like the guys are like, you know, ew, icky girls can't be on the hunt with us.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just
like, bro, she's a good tracker.
Yeah,
like and she knows medicine. We'll let her participate today.
Yeah, and then like. So she goes through like different aspects, like you said, there's certain points where she's steadily getting her ass kicked, and then she gets chased down by a bear, and the predator literally lifts the bear up
and guts it
over its head, and literally bathing in its blood, and then just like splits it in half, and then she's just like, you know,
holy shit, this thing
this
thing just picked a bear up over its head and split it in two.
And so she ends up meeting up with, I think it was the other ones who are on the hunt. She ends up meeting up with them, and they let her kind of...
Well, what happens is they're not on the hunt.
Oh, yeah, they're not, right.
They go on their mountain lion hunt, right? And she falls, gets hurt. Her brother brings her back. Her brother goes, kills the mountain lion, comes back. He gets like elected new war chief and humiliates old girl, and she decides to go and hunt the predator. Yeah. Where she saw the thunder in the trees. Yeah. Is what she said. Remember she said she saw the thunderbird?
Yeah, that was like the predator ship just kind of going down, which is
but she knew that she needed to go out beyond the ridge to hunt this predator. And that's exactly what she did. And then, obviously, like, the newly elected war chief, it's his sister. He's, like, concerned for her. So, like,
and I think
they go track her down.
Yeah, and they like they always do, because it's plot development. They split up, so the brother goes off to plot A, and then the rest of the men go off to plot B, and then they meet up with her. And then they essentially beat the shit out of her. And they try and beat her into submission.
Yeah, well, see, they're trying to tell her that she can't go.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm a go.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to stop you from going. And then, like, she fights too hard.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck this. Fuck it. Like, we could probably get you home if we really wanted to, but, like, not worth this effort.
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
Like, fuck it. You want to go die that bad? Go die.
Yeah,
fuck off.
it was definitely a spectacular scene. Like they literally like she's like fighting back tooth and nail, and they're just like, you're too much trouble. And then essentially the Predator sees fun going down. And it's like he's like, I want some.
Like, oh shit, this is my type of activity.
yeah,
bro.
like,
wow.
And then I think like one of them is like they can hear the rustling in the trees because they're trackers. They're smart. They're not.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are like woodsmen.
Yeah, they're solely developed to listen to Earth. And
they're not out doing masonry.
Yeah, exactly.
They're out hanging out in the woods. Bro.
Yeah, and so they hear the trees rustle, and of course they can't see anything. I think the Predator's using the cloak at this point. And then you just see the three dots, the iconic 3 dots, and like he's kind of like playing with it because he doesn't know what it is. He doesn't like he's just like what?
Yeah, everybody's kind of like behind a big log, and one guy's like out in the front.
Yeah.
He's like,
he's like what? Yeah.
And then just like, fucking foop,
just like 3 darts, just like right to the body.
And then they're like, what the fuck's happening? And they see the darts pull themselves out.
Yeah.
Whoa! And that's when they start like realizing that's where the Predator is, and they
and
fight this motherfucker. Like,
they give him a run for his money, which is awesome. I love that they were actually able to kind of like intimidate it, like give it a good fight.
Yeah, it had to be like, oh, let me think. Like, let's how are we gonna do this real quick?
And I know that like that was at that point where like I think Sanguinet, which I don't know his name on there, but isn't on Shoresy, his name's Sanguinet, and
it's like fucking nameless indigenous person.
Yeah, and so he's like they're running through that grass field, and you just see him get turned into pink mist.
Bro, whenever the Predator catches Sanguinet in the fucking cornfield, is like easily like behind the Predator picking the bear up over its head and showering in its blood.
Yeah.
Him turning fucking Sanguinet into blood mist was like, like, cause you're not expecting it, and like it's not even like in the center of the shot.
Yeah.
Like it's like.
Well, it's almost like you can see her kind of pushing down the grass or pushing down the corn.
You can see her making her distance, and you just see this like eruption of blood mist over here to the left, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, and
fuck, he didn't make it.
And the great thing about it is that I think that we're moving into the direction of away from shaky cam and close-up footage that was really like that Matrix style of like, we're going to jar you so much that action just seems like...
I mean, think about how far that went. I mean, that went all the way to like movies like Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Cloverfield made me fucking sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, I was like... Bro, this is like too big a screen for this much movement. Like,
yeah, and so they bring it back to that like 1990, 1980 action
bro,
film.
It fucking feels like a Predator movie.
Yeah, it really does. And so like, the fur trappers immediately become like just the like the real monsters. Like you can understand. Like you said, both of these characters are developing their skills as hunters. It's just one happens to hunt a creature that we can identify with because we are it. But to them, we're just collective smart monkeys that like...
Yeah, like, bro, we are to the Predator what the mountain lion was to the main character.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like, you're pretty fucking dangerous, but you're clearly not as well equipped and clearly not as smart, and I'm here to like... put myself in an awkward spot and prove myself.
I haven't seen AVP in a long time, so I don't know if the alien beat Predator or how that goes. I just can't remember. So I don't know if Alien beat...
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the Predators make the alien race for the sake of having something worthy to hunt?
The aliens, I think, made the Predators.
Well,
right?
so, no, aliens are stupid. Like, aliens are dumb as shit. Like, they were literally, like, in Prometheus... Remember, they were,
that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Prometheus
they were literally like described as having been made to be like a pestilence for planets. Like they could drop a fucking pod of these fuckers on a planet and they would just multiply and kill everything. And then like they could let them die out naturally, and then
kind of come in.
We can come in and have the planet.
So
until that fucking apparatus turns itself around on you.
Yeah, it's essentially what the man said that created the atomic bomb. I have become death.
Now I am become death.
Yeah, now I have become death. So it's essentially the same thing. Like because I think at any given point,
Oppenheimer. Yeah. Was a lunatic. Oppenheimer tried to kill his college professor. He tried to poison his college professor and talked the board into letting him stay at college. Like, what type of ridiculous mad scientist charisma do you have to be caught? Like, he got caught trying to poison another grown man out of college. And they were like, fuck, bro, one day you're going to make nuclear bombs. We just got to let you keep doing what you're doing, man. Like,
we just got to let you drink that...
bro, what do you say? What do you say?
You tell him, man, your mercury tea tastes really good.
But it's like,
can you go back to me?
How did they not involve the police? Like, that's an attempted homicide. Like the detective should have been like, no, bro, you're going to jail.
There's a little thing called Project Paperclip.
But it's like at the time he wasn't that.
I'm just saying, like,
at the time that didn't exist. At the time he was just like a fucking lunatic college kid. Like, bruh, what are you fucking thinking?
So. Like I said, we can't really remember I can't really remember AVP, but like you said, they're a pest.
It was forgettable.
Yeah. So in essence, we're the pest, right? And we're in their way. We're part of their hunt to become a more skilled hunter. And then you have what I would say is the true actual villain of it, which would be the French fur trappers, which I think that they catch her brother. Well, they trap her brother. That sounds so horrible.
That's exactly what happened.
They trap her brother, and then I think they knock her, or when she's knocked out, or like incapacitated somehow, they get her as well.
I don't remember exactly how they catch her.
And then she is talking, like they speak English. One of them happens to speak like English fairly well.
Yeah, he's like a translator.
Or he speaks Comanche.
Yeah, he's a translator guy who speaks
Oh, did you know that they actually have it in Comanche? They actually have it on Hulu. You can actually listen to it in Comanche.
That's dope.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's a neat kind of like a spin to it.
Good for those 8,000 people who are going to give a fuck.
Yeah, that's honestly,
like, it's cool for them.
Yeah,
it's neat. Like, it's neato. Like, it's going to feel like way more fucking real. It's like, if
they're
like straight up speaking in like Native American Comanche, bro, like, that's wow.
It's definitely a really cool little spin to it.
I wonder how many Comanche Indians there are on the planet these days in total.
That has to be like a depressing number that I don't probably want to know.
I mean, my guess was 8,000.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like I might be being way too generous.
I think you are. Like Dave Chappelle. He's like, well, I saw one at Walmart, man.
Dave Chappelle's a funny fucking dude.
He's like, I saw a Native American at Walmart.
That guy's uncancelable. They tried so hard to cancel him for talking shit, and he was like, "Fuck y'all."
Much like what's that cat's name? The one that it's him and that Indian guy. I always forget his name.
Andrew Schultz.
Much like Andrew Schultz.
I worked with Andrew Schultz.
If you don't want to be, if you consider yourself uncancelable, you're not cancelable. So Dave Chappelle, Schultzy, and Barstool Media guy,
Prezi.
Prezi. Yeah, Prezi. There's these guys. Us. Yeah. It's just like you just kind of gotta just be like, okay, man. Like, at the end of the day, we're gonna kind of just tell, we're not
bro,
being
ugly
for
it's
ugly
fucking
things.
Jokes, bro. If I say something that offends you and it didn't make you laugh, then it hit you wrong, and like you're a dumbass. Like, you're a dumbass. Like, fucking get over it. Swallow your pride and get a fucking laugh out of the deal, like all the rest of us.
If at the end of the day,
like there are people at home going, Josh is a fat ass, and I'm going, ha ha ha, at that. Yeah. And like, if you can't get called a fat ass and laugh it off, then like you're pussy, and like the content that we're producing is not for you.
If you can't go through an entire episode of Portal Boys and not be considered just enjoy being called an incel every 30 seconds, then clearly you're not in it to win it. And
sweaty, nasty motherfuckers listening to Portal Boys.
Yeah, just that one guy that's like really pissed that he hasn't had a single episode of Portal Boys up in the last like 6 weeks.
It's like, bro, my God. That man, technical difficulties in the studio.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
We're back on it though. We're back on it. So Sanguinet just gets turned into pink dust. Brother gets trapped. Main characters like basically there to kind of tell them, like, because they know there's something out there. They know that there's a predator creature out there.
Full stop.
Yeah.
The whole movie, I was terrified for the dog.
Oh man.
Like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, the people dying didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was like, oh yeah, fucking that guy got turned to blood mist. But like, bro, when the bear was chasing the dog, I was like, no, don't get the dog. Like,
so here's
what is it? Why are we like this?
Well, the funny thing is
why do I give such a fuck about this dog?
As terrible as it may be for the dog to die, I would have preferred it to get killed by the bear than the predator or a person. You know what I mean?
Man,
because
getting mauled to death, that's a really terrible way to go.
Well, but the thing that I'm meaning is like the bear is essentially fighting another animal. The human,
yeah, it's like it lacks that compassion and cruelty. Like, like I don't have compassion for you, even though I have the capacity for it, and that's where like cruelty comes from. Whereas that bear's just like, like, just killing shit.
It's like from tail to from nose to tail, I could devour you, and I'm just gonna go back and sleep in that big cave, and be chill about it. From toe to tail, I have the capacity to not only care for you but feed you and keep you warm and make you my companion. Is completely different, And so, I mean, they talk about it on John Wick. It was like John Wick was like, I was systematically like running through human beings, and it's because of one dog.
Well, I saw where Keanu was saying that he thinks the reason why it does so well is because like there's clearly innocence in a dog.
Yeah.
Right? Like that dog has never done any wrong to anybody. Yeah. It's just like a dog, right?
Yeah.
So like if you hurt that dog, like you're clearly like intentionally hurting something that is innocent.
Yeah.
And that's like the definition of
bro, if you could like go back and like kill baby Hitler, could you do it, bro? It's like that kind of thing, because like you can't, because at that point
I'm gonna tell you right now, I grabbed baby Hitler by the ankles and fucking Gronk spike him into the concrete so fucking fast. I'd turn that bone
spike
just whack, just tomahawk slap his ass into the fucking ground, bro. Hitler'd be so fucking dead so fucking fast if I went back in time. But I'd also go fuck up all kind of shit. I'd be like anybody.
you just like Rick, like just knocking over vases like a shitty cat.
Yeah, like bro, I'm in the past and like people are gonna feel this shit now.
It's like if you knock over this vase, it could that vase that's like in 100 pieces. But I told you not to. But it's in 100 pieces now. Let's move forward.
Let's keep having fun, man.
So it's just like, so they're speaking Comanche to her, or the language is is turned so that we can hear it between one of the fur trappers, essentially saying like, now we need your help. Can you please work with us? And of course there's some fat fuck that like,
because like we saw that thing. Yeah. Like we saw that thing. Yeah. And like we need it. Like, we want that thing.
Yeah, and it's like, and some fat fuck that like of course is like rapey and creepy and wants to like, of course like.
Wearing the buffalo skin.
Yeah. He's just like the
big fat asshole.
Yeah, he's essentially like human hubris and ego shat into one character. They
did good with them.
They really did. They did great. Like you cannot help but think like, oh, this guy. Like he's
one of the things that I really liked is that whenever they escape, right. And after the predator runs through the entire squad.
Oh yeah.
And there's only him left because he was a coward and did it before everybody else. Mm-hmm. She sees him at the river and decides not to use her only bullet on him. Yeah. Because she has intentions. She has bigger prey.
Yeah, she has
literally bigger fish to fry than this fucking dork.
And he tells her that he knows, one of the guys that she ends up, I guess like almost nursing back to some semblance of health.
Well, so we kind of jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Before the instance that I was just talking about where she runs into the big fat fuck at the river, they use them as bait.
Yeah,
Predator
which was what we talked about. Like we talked about that way at the beginning.
But Predator comes through and murders everybody.
So what I wanted to know was that natural? Was that like natural burn, or was that just them being pricks and like burning down a forest to like confuse the Predator?
I think that it was something they did to confuse the Predator.
Yeah, right. That's what I kind of felt.
Like they wanted to cover a fall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's kind of like we're gonna fuck this little area.
I'm gonna give them enough credit, right?
Yeah.
Like they
They're not stupid, and they've been trapping for years.
They tried really hard.
Yeah,
they just did not stand a chance.
And so she tells us like, he always tells stories. That's kind of like the funny thing about it. Everyone kind of has a story, and she's like, "Can you please like fucking chill with the stories, bro?" And then she goes into the story about the coyote or the beaver or whatever that like bites its own leg off to get free, and she essentially like uses the fur trapper, the spring trap.
That's a bear trap.
Thank you, the bear trap to cut the rope that was holding them together.
Yeah.
And is essentially saying, well, I'm smarter than a beaver, so let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm smarter than the beaver. I got us out of here. Let's, as we like to call it, because I heard something, skeet and yeet.
Let's skeet and yeet, fuck out of here.
And so they get it. They and like she said, she tells her brother, like, we're safe because at this point, we're essentially just fodder for him. He doesn't consider us a threat.
Yeah, he's out here trophy hunting.
Yeah,
and like we're not a trophy at this point.
Yeah, and
so like we're equipped.
Man, that shield,
bro, the shield was dope.
Intense, just like
the shield was cool.
The shield was
really cool. That
awfully amazing.
That was a neato addition.
Yeah, that was good on them. Like
the way he decapitated a dude with it was dope.
Disturbing.
The way that he was able to just stand there menacingly while they were all shooting at him was dope. Man, one of the coolest things, there was like 4 dudes, and they all like shot at him with their muskets, and they just like look at each other and they like start putting together their muskets again, and he just shreds them in like no time.
It's just like the risk to reward factor would have been just to like drop the guns and run. Like at this point, you're essentially like not doing anything. You're just wasting energy, and so they get to a safe place.
I'm mad that we're shooting their shot. Like, shoot that motherfucker.
Yeah, but
just like,
standing there and reloading, like, brother, at this point,
it's like, bro, if we all shot and there's a predator right there, I'm pushing you in the direction of predator and running.
What does that say? Like, yeah, man, like, but what if the bear chases us both down? He's like, I don't have to be we don't have to be faster than the bear. I just got to be faster than you.
Absolutely, like, man. I'm sorry, but like you're going down, bro. I'm fucking not getting mega murdered by the predator.
So
no way.
So that shield was intense. The definitely the crude weaponry that they give him. It isn't to the caliber of previous or post predators. You can definitely tell that even his stuff is kind of rudimentary and starting off like it's a shield. It's arrows. It doesn't really have like the caliber to like chase things down. There's definitely like stun.
You can see the progression in the predator tech.
Yeah.
From movie to movie.
Yeah,
right?
and so he still has like his little clicks and like and I've also heard that he's not like there's essentially different where there would be different like Hispanic, Chinese. There's definitely different predators. So each iteration of predator is different. You have the predator that fought Arnold Schwarzenegger would be kind of a predator that's good in jungle situations. Then you have like an urban one, and then you have like one that was kind of like this is definitely like a different.
Well, I mean, I imagine that like if you're a predator, right? And you're like part of predator culture, right? And like they're about to send you off to like planet people for your fucking big hunt.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, all right, bro, what's your disposition?
Yeah.
What type of weapons do you like to use? What do you want to go down there and commit genocide with? What are you like? If I imagine like how she was able to go hunt with her axe and like with her like tool belt, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that
ropes and just certain things that she was good with.
Exactly. So I just reckon that like each predator who gets sent down on their mission gets to like choose their loadout.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
There was a really cool little interview with I guess the guy who, because they used practical effects too. It wasn't CGI all the way. So there's like just
there was some CGI and it wasn't the best.
No, but honestly, it's Hulu. They're working with the budget they have. I'm not going to hate on them for like really.
I'll tell you right now, with the success this one's had,
yeah,
I see no reason for them not to do another one.
Yeah, they were talking about how essentially. This is me jumping to a different topic. I apologize. I'll get back to the other one. But like essentially how Marvel moved all of their CGI people to Disney. So like the last 2 movies, which is like Love and Thunder and another one, really gave subpar CGI because all of those guys got moved to Disney for like a bunch of the Disney Plus like TV shows. So you can kind of feel that like the CGI is lacking or waning. But in this one, there's a practical effect. So it's basically this guy running around in a big predator outfit, and he can't see anything. He can't see anything. Like it's literally just 2 cuts in his eyes, and he's only able to see down. So there's the predator mask, and then there's of course the helmet, that like skull helmet that he wears over it, and it essentially only allows him to see down. So he's literally working with sticks that they put down to give him the path that he's supposed to move within.
That's crazy.
And he actually was able to do the fight sequences only through seeing these like sticks that they laid out, because it's still, they can't have like green arrow to the left.
It's like that. We got necks on the ground for you. It's made out of sticks today, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like dance that way and make the choreography look good, you know. So
sick. They did so good with it.
They did great, man. And so it was another one of those. So they I think, like you said, they meet up. They end up meeting up again, right? They kind of get to a safe place. There's a fire built. For some reason,
they get to like reconvene.
Yeah, there's they find one of the fur trappers, and he's literally got a leg cut off, I think. Right?
Well, so her brother goes to get horses, and she goes back to the camp to get her dog.
Yeah, that's right.
And when she goes back to the camp to get her dog, that's when the translator guy, who was like sweet to her, asks her to treat him, and he exchanges the gun for the treatment, and like she gave him the treatment, and the treatment slows your heart rate down, and so it lowers your body temperature, right? And they've done this like several times throughout the movie. And so whenever Predator walks through camp, he doesn't see Homie because his temperature is real low. But Predator steps on him on accident, and he goes, "Ah!" And he fucking gets stabbed right in the chest with the 2 spikes, and that's the end of his story. And she's like behind a tree, like watching this all go down. And
like you can literally, like, they did good with the practical effects on that, because this thing's like completely cut off. I think she puts like some kind of like medicine paste on it, shoves something down his throat, and that's the thing that slows the heart rate down. He gets killed, and then that's when she kind of finds out that in any case that as long as she's somewhat seems like a weaker character, then she can essentially,
as long as she's non-threatening to the Predator, she can get by.
Yeah, and so then the brother comes through and finds her and the Predator. I don't think that I know they end up meeting together.
I don't remember exactly how the fucking plot went. I just know that Predator kills everybody except for old girl.
Yeah, well, he kills the brother, but he gives him a good fight during that's a good daytime fight. There's a really good like choreography.
Oh, that's right. Because he was like, he's gonna get you. You need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause while he doesn't recognize you, you need to get the fuck out of here and like recoup.
Yeah, and he gives him a good run. You know, I think he
this is as far as I go.
Yeah, well, like exactly. He lets her know like this is it for me. And I think he like gets him a couple times with some arrows, arm, leg.
Good fight.
Yeah, definitely puts up a fight, and then he gets picked up like the bear, pretty much, essentially. He's as menacing as the bear because he gets picked up. Yeah. And he gets picked up because essentially he was a warrior to maintain more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think the fight with him lasted as long as the fight with the other 3 guys combined.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it seems like there's more of there's more of a respect for that. It's more of a show. Like, I'm gonna stab you in the back and shower in your blood because I respect you as a warrior.
You're not a piece of shit that I'm just gonna let fall on the ground. Like, I'm gonna feel this.
I'm gonna
feel this one.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those that's like, it's a notch in the belt of like
feather in the cap.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
yeah, and so she takes off.
It was his mountain lion.
It was his mountain lion. Yeah, and so she ends up, I think, through that whole fight, she's able to essentially, through the fight with the brother, he loses his helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she's able to
steal the helmet.
And kind of, there was a meme that I wanted to make of like Macaulay Culkin and like mud, like putting like Macaulay Culkin's face on her.
She definitely hits this full with some MacGyver shit.
Yeah,
she definitely hits him with some MacGyver shit.
And so like, I think it's the same swamp, right, that she gets caught in.
Yeah, it's the one where she almost drowned in and she had to save herself with her throwing tomahawk.
Yeah, so it's like that same kind of swampy.
Yeah, she knew where she was taking him.
Yeah, so he gets kind of like stuck
in the mud.
Yeah, dug in, and he's fighting, and he's throwing everything at her. I mean, like they're fighting. Like she gets him in the mud only through sheer grit, because like he's got that like shield, and it's like 3 inches from her neck, and he's pushing down with
cutting through the rock.
Yeah, cutting through the rock. Yeah, everything that he's got, he's pushing through, and essentially she's still able to kind of like maneuver around him and then get him caught in the mud, and then use his own helmet
lines him up with it,
and
blasts his fucking ass,
blows him to bits,
right through the head, shoots him right through the head with the three rods. And his like slowly sinks.
Yeah,
but then she comes back to she comes back to the village like with the head of the predator.
So she didn't let him get away. Like she already knows how to.
She got her trophy out of the deal, and then they elect her war chief.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Yo, we gotta go. Like, there's evil. Like, it informs the people about the trappers."
Yeah.
And they all move on about their business, and that's effectively the wrap on the movie.
And then if you watch the ending,
I didn't watch the ending.
So like the ending, there's a scroll map of like what happened, but then you kind of see that there may be another predator in the ship that crashed, leading up to what could essentially be Predator going into other parts or even fighting new characters.
You're just coming back and dealing with them again.
Exactly.
But I think that I'd like to see Predator in every major era. I'd like to see
Predator and Pirates.
I'd like to see Predator in the Coliseum.
Oh man, that would be crazy. Catching a predator and then just
not even having to catch him, like the Predator like realizing what's going on.
Yeah.
And realizing that if he hangs out, he's gonna keep getting fed people.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, I can literally just like be here and like you're gonna send me your toughest gladiators, like let's fucking go.
We're gonna do
That's Predator shit. He's like here for that, I imagine.
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't know. Did you want me to talk about the other work we do?
No,
we watch. Well, because we're gonna do a rewatch on your The Ones Who Woke Up. That's what I'm asking.
Oh well, yeah. We can have some cross pollination.
Okay, so we're gonna do.
Always say whatever comes to your heart.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying we're gonna do a we watched Stranger Things, and there's this. You finished it, right? There's this great scene where the Soviet Union soldier is like, homie gets like humans anytime he wants. Like he's not mad here. Like they're training a weapon.
Well, it's funny you were saying that earlier. You said something about the Predator not wanting to go after them because they're not good sport.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they were doing with the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Is that if someone's like watching this and they're like expecting no spoilers for anything else, they're just gonna be like, the fuck y'all fucked up Stranger Things.
Jesus Christ.
But fuck you.
Can't watch shit.
If you fucking ain't watched Stranger Things yet, you're a cuck. That's on you. That's on you. But yeah, so I mean it was a very similar vibe, right? Where like they're feeding the Demogorgon like
quality soldiers,
like guys who've been working and like with weapons so that it can like feel the thrill of the hunt, right? And like if there's no thrill of the hunt for the Predator, he's not gonna. It's the thrill of the hunt is like what they're there for, and so like if you're like caught in a bear trap with like no weapons, it's gonna be like
there's definitely like I could definitely get behind a Predator television series that was like 6 episodes, where it was like Predator versus Batman, Predator versus,
Bro, there's a YouTube channel called Death Battle.
Yeah.
And they do shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I got to see Omni-Man versus Homeland.
Yeah, Omni like whoops the hell out of him.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fucking Omni-Man.
Yeah,
like,
Omni-Man is the. Well, then they only get stronger with age. That's the great thing about like the.
Bro, fucking Battle Beast though. Battle Beast is that fucking dude.
Yeah, he's when he gets bored, he's like, wow.
Bro, people think they've seen like what's to come in Invincible. There's like some shit coming down the pike in Invincible that like nobody's ready for. But man, out of all the ideas that I've heard, like the second coolest idea is Predator in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
The first coolest idea is Predators versus Samurai.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Bro.
And they already have like a particular actor that they want to do it. He's
Is that a thing that the production team is actually about, or
no,
it's just like people?
People, that's what I'm saying. Like people already have like a particular actor that they want to like play the samurai.
Bro,
which, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the same guy who played Scorpion on the Mortal Kombat movie.
Who knows? All I know is that if you're the guys who are making the Predator movies, and you don't just follow what the people are saying and make a Predator versus Samurai movie, you're fucking up.
I forgot who it was said the last great comedy was Kung Fu Hustle.
I mean, I was that before or after Pineapple Express?
I'm not too sure.
Because Pineapple Express is a great fucking comedy, bro. Like, that shit is like...
No, man.
Gonna live eternally.
What's his name from Eastbound and Down and...
fucking Danny McBride.
Yeah, Danny McBride, like, will not die in that movie. He's just like...
Danny McBride's so goddamn funny.
Man, Tim...
I mean, that lineup in Pineapple Express is incredible.
Yeah, it really was.
But so, what if you could drop Predator off in, like, any era and make a movie, what would it be? When would you drop him off?
I would definitely drop him off, and, like there was a really good one that was, like, him getting dropped off are being like saying that he should be dropped off in like the height of the Civil War, which would be so interesting.
That's fun,
right? It would just be like essentially brother fighting brother, and then having to stop.
It's like, hey, whoa,
yeah,
bro, like north, south, predator,
like,
yeah. Fuck what we got going on.
We got cut to, gotta focus on this, and then me and you can resume in 20. Like we got.
So it's like we've gotten Future Predator,
yeah,
right? Where the what was his name? The guy who played the pianist.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was when they put him on they actually put him on a prison type planet, and there really is essentially like every well-known like person. There's a samurai character, there's like a trapping character, and then you have the guy from the pianist, and he's got a really good-looking movie coming up where he's essentially like a cleaner. Looks really neat.
Yeah. Check that out.
Yeah.
But so we've already seen Future Predator.
Yeah.
We've already seen 80s Predator in the jungle. Mm-hmm. We've seen 80s Predator in the city.
That was 90s, right? Danny Glover,
Whatever.
80s, 90s.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, it's like that period of time, like right before the internet popped off. We've seen Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
We've seen Predator versus Indigenous Indians.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Coliseum Predator and Samurai Predator are like the next two horizons.
I think it would be great. And unless they're literally gonna drop them off like fighting, like unless one of the comic books like DC or Marvel owns him, or has some sort of like sideways.
Who the fuck owns the rights to the Predator?
That could be one of those things that's so great it's just kind of
Who owns the rights to the Predator, guys?
Yeah, that could just be one of those great things that's kind of like owned by one specific thing. Because I know Sony technically owns Spider-Man, Marvel's owned by Disney. DC's owned by
everything's owned
Warner
by everything's owned by the 1,000 guys on the island.
And it's like 6 companies that, and it's so funny that like these like, I own Spider-Man, so you can't have a Marvel. Oh, what? You're gonna give me $100 million? Let's talk about that. Like, you're gonna give me $1 billion to like license Venom? All right, let's get to talking.
I mean, they're gonna have to, especially if they're like bringing in Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah,
because like he got his sword from the King of the Symbiotes. Like, there's a lot of shit that like they're gonna have to. Like,
yeah, there's definitely.
There's a lot of shit that they're gonna have to like bridge the gaps on. But we're here to talk about Predator, not fucking Marvel. Fuck Marvel and their vanilla ass bullshit, cookie cutter ass movies. As I want my bullshit cookie cutter ass Predator movie.
Well, so here's something really funny. You ever seen the episode of South Park whenever BP brings Cthulhu to like Earth? So BP like a while back like created an oil spill in the ocean, British Petroleum.
Yeah. They
like basically like fucked everything up, and there was like a big oil spill like in the Gulf Coast. And so, like, there's this, like, Cajun guy, I don't know where to boat my shrimp. My shrimp all covered in oil. They don't fuck that boat my shrimp.
That's funny as shit.
And so, like, his thing is to just apologize, like the FCO, CEO, like guy who is commercially available for them to, like, you know, what is it called? Basically, the guy who makes everything better. You know, he's the one in front of the camera. He's like, I'm sorry. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. So I just want, like, his face on Ezra. Like, put Ezra's face on that guy apologizing.
Yeah.
Because, like, Ezra just came out and was like, I'm sorry I committed all these felonies. They're like, please let me have Flash.
Sorry I kidnapped a kid and gave her LSD.
All right. On that note, man, Ezra deserves to be in prison. We need more Predator movies. DC sucks. Marvel sucks. Disney sucks.
SUYL we watch.
SUYL we watch. Rules. All right, brother.
Let's roll.
Shut up, you listen to my monkey mouth. There's a companion when you got pun on the canoa route. Hopped in a portal and got in a fight. Elias knocked him out. Bow, Naruto fighting style. Bow, UFC he tapped out. Bow, we win, we get crowned. Monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth, monkey mouth.